Hello students, myself Anmol Jain, working in IT department of AKGEC Engineering College. So today I am going to discuss a very important topic of the subject web designing, that is the array and array methods in JavaScript. So basically this is a concept that we will discuss in reference with the of JavaScript. Everyone, those who have learned any programming language, they are aware with the term array, right? So what is an array actually? So the same definition is as in earlier languages. In JavaScript the same. The array is what? This is a special variable which can hold more than one value. So meaning of the array is this is a variable which can hold more than one variable, but the condition is that the variable should be of the same type. Variable should be of the same type, or we can say this is a collection of the homogeneous data type, right? So for example, here we have a array whose name is, suppose the class is it1. it1, the name of my array is it1, and it containing number of elements as Amit, Ankit and Anuranjan. So these are the three elements of my array, right? So let me explain this line of code, that this is a name of the array and this is the type of the array, that is the const. So in JavaScript generally we take the array as the const data type, and these are the elements, and the correct string elements are written between the double quotes, and they are separated by the comma, and each statement is terminated by the semicolon, right? So this is a single line of code that contains the name of the array, type of the array, elements of the array, and how they are separated from each other. So in general we can say this is the syntax of the array to define the array, that is the constant, then array name equals to item1 separated by item2 separated by item3 and so on. So this is the first line of the array. Second, we can also write the same array in multiple lines. Here we have written all the elements in a single line, but we can also write the name as, suppose the array is the cars and it is starting with the first line, that is starting square bracket, and these are the elements of array, then completion of the array and terminated by the semicolon. That multiple lines can also have multiple values, right? So we can define an array in multiple lines, right? So simple. How we can access the array elements, right? Suppose we are having an array that is the const it1 equals to 3 elements Amit, Ankit and Anuranjan, and I want to access the it1 with index 0. So here important thing with the array is that always take care of the index, right? So starting index is always 0. Starting index of an array is 0 index. So suppose I say this is it1 0, so this will give the output as the with element which is having the 0 index. So in this array, that is it1, this is having the 0 index, this is having index 1, and this is having the index 2. So it will return the output as the it1 0 index, which is Amit, right? So this will represent this element. Similarly, opposite, or suppose I want to change this element. This element means index 0 element. I want to change it with a new element, suppose it1 0, and I want to assign this index as the Aradhya, right? So now the element of this array will be Aradhya, right? Next, access the full array. Suppose I want to access the full array in a one line in JavaScript basically. So in suppose we are having the array const it1 equals to Amit, Ankit and Anuranjan, then how we can print the complete array, that is the document dot get element by id, whatever be the id of this paragraph, demo dot inner HTML equals to it1. So we can access the complete array just by using this method line, that is document.getElement by id demo.inner HTML. Next, so after understanding the meaning or the definition of the array, we have number of methods, inbuilt methods in JavaScript with the array methods. Number of methods which we can use directly with the array in JavaScript. So in this sequence, we have the array length, array to string, pop method, push method, shift method, unshift method, join method, delete method, concat method, flat method, splice method, and slice method. So basically all these methods are useful when we do the programming for the verification and validation purpose, and when we play with the arrays, then we use all these methods, right? So let's see one by one. So first method is the length method, length. So suppose this is an array length method. Suppose we are having an array it1 equals to Amit, Ankit and Nandan, that is the array of 3 elements only, and I want to know what is the length of an array. So I can call its function, that is it1 dot length, right? So the length will be, that is 1, 2 and 3. So total number of item or total number of elements equals to 3. So the length is 3, but here is a confusion between the length and the index. Index start with the 0, but if I am measuring or I am counting the length, then I will start, this is 1, 2 and 3, right? Next, JavaScript to string method. Array mein kya hai? That is a to string method. So in JavaScript we can convert an array into a string method directly. For example, again we are having the same array and I want to make these elements, these different elements as a string. So again I can write, or I can call this method it1 dot to string. So this will convert this means array it1 array into a string. So all the elements will be written as the Amit, Ankit and Nandan, separated by a comma. That is by default mentioned here, right? So what we see here, that is array has been converted into an string, right? In contrast of this, we have one more method, that is the join method, right? This also return the string. That means we can also convert an array into a string just by using the join method. But what is the difference between the join method and to string method? So what we see in to string method, it is just converting an array into a string. Into a string means every element is separated by the comma. But by using the join method, we can do what? We can insert a particular symbol between two elements. That is it1 dot join, and this is my asterisk sign. So the output of, or the return of this join method will be Amit asterisk Ankit asterisk. That means now each pair of element is separated by the symbol asterisk. This is also a type of string conversion method, but important thing or difference with the to string method is that we are inserting a particular symbol between two elements of array, right? So sometimes it is asked that what is the difference between the to string method and the join method. Both methods convert an array into a string, but join method insert a particular symbol, while to string method in return or print or separate two elements with the help of comma only, right? So this is the difference between the to string method and join method. Again we are accessing the complete array, so again we are using the same line of code, that is document.getElement by id demo dot inner HTML. So demo is what? This is your paragraph where you have mentioned the ID of that paragraph is equals to demo. Next is the popping and pushing. So everyone knows that the popping and pushing means the insertion of the element and removing of the element. So whenever we talked about the term push and pop, always we come into a picture with the term of stack. All right, because these are the two operations which we perform with the stack, right? So here this is an array and we are performing a pushing and pop operation. That means we are talking an array in the form of stack, right? We are talking about the stack. If we are talking about an array, that means we are talking about the stack. So get it, make yourself prepare for this concept, right? So again, if you are agree with this line, then we can easily understand pop means just to remove the element, and in a stack either push or pop, both operation becomes from the top of the stack. Push and pop both are performed from top of the stack. That is the TOS, top of the stack. So now to understand this array, what is the top of this stack? What is the top of the stack? So we can understand my array is in this form, that array index 0, index 1, index 2, and so on. So if I am performing a push operation and pop operation, I have to put all my elements in this type of stack. So again, I take an example. Suppose we are having an array of IT1 that is having 4 elements, 1, 2, 3, 4. So Amit is here, Ankit is here, Abhishek is here, and Div is here. So what element is on the top of this stack? That is Div. So suppose I want to pop it1.pop. There is no need to mention the position of an element because this is by default, that is the top of the stack. So it1.pop, so this will be pop now. So it will return only as it will return a array, right? So it will return an array with Amit, Ankit, and Abhishek only because Div has been popped, right? Next, the contradictory of this, that is the push operation. Again, we move to the definition push and pop. Both operations are performed from the top of the stack. Either we are removing an element or we are inserting an element, all will be done in the top of the on the top of the stack, right? So again, we are having an array it1 equals to Amit, Ankit, Abhishek, Dev, and I am going to insert a new element, that is it1 dot push with a new element, suppose Divyanshu, right? So the output will be Amit, Ankit, Abhishek, and Divyanshu. So what I have done, what I have removed, so sorry, here we can write also Div, then Divyanshu, because top of the stack is at the top after the Div. So either you are inserting an element or removing an element, that operation will be performed on the top of the stack, right? So here what we see, pop, there is no parameter, while in push we are passing a element, right? So these are two important operations, and these are two important operations because we are having same type of functions or methods in array. What we see here, we are having limitations that we can insert or remove the element only from the top of the stack. But suppose I want to insert an element at a particular location or in the starting of the array, then we have different methods for it. So please continue to watch that how we can do all these operations. Next is the shifting element. Shifting elements in array, what we can do, the shift operation removes the first array element. So what is the comparison between the pop operation and shift operation? Pop is removing the last element of the array, while shift element, it is removing the first element of the array. If you want to remove the last element, use pop. If you want to remove the first element, use shift operation. So suppose in this case, suppose we are having an array fruits, banana, orange, apple and mango, and this is an example from the w3cschool.com, that is a very genuine website for learning the web technology or web related topics, right? So suppose we are having an example, const fruits equals to banana, orange, apple and mango, and I am going to perform the fruits dot shift. So an operation, shift operation has been performed on the array fruits. So what the shift definition says, remove the first element of the array. So what is the first element of this array? That is banana. So this will remove this first element. So the outcome or the answer or the output will be rest of the elements, that is the orange, apple and mango. So here you can compare the two operations, shift operation and the pop operation. If you want to remove an element from the last, use pop. If you want to remove an element from the first, use shift. Important thing is, when we use the shift method, all the index of the other elements is decreased by 1. So suppose orange, that is having index 1, now the index is 0. Here the apple index is 2, but now the apple index is 1. Here the index is 3, but now the index of mango is 2. So it removes the element from the starting or the first element of the array, and all other elements indexes are decreased by 1. Contrast of this shifting elements, we have one more method, that is the unshift operation. Unshift operation. So this is a contrast of the shift. Shift what does? Shift does the removal of the element, and unshift, it add a new element. So it can be compared with the unshift operation. Suppose I am talking about the unshifting element. So unshifting can be compared with the push operation. So what we do in the push operation, element is inserted at the top of the stack. At the top of the stack means in the end of the array, right? But unshift operation insert a new element and shifts all other elements to a upper index. So this is a very good combination for the comparison of the shift operation, unshift operation, shift operation and unshift operation with the push and pop. So for example, again we are having an array fruits, banana, orange, apple, mango, and I want to insert a new fruit, that is papaya. Then what should I do? And I have specified that insert this element or this fruit at index 0 or the starting of the array. So what should I do? I should use push or unshift. I should use unshift operation, because push operation perform the operation at the top of the stack, or we can say at the last of the array. But if you want to insert an element at the starting, use unshift operation. So papaya will be inserted or will be set at location number or index number 0, and all other elements index will be upgraded by 1. Suppose the banana index is 0 here, but now the banana index will be 1 here. Orange will be 2 here, apple will be 3 here, mango will be 4 here, and so on. So indexes of other elements is incremented by 1, right? So there is a, these type of questions are generally asked in the MCQ type, where you perform sometimes shift operation, then push operation, then unshift operation, then pop operation, any pair or combination of these operations, and at last what will be the output of the array. Next, splicing and slicing of array. Right. So again I move to the push and pop. Push and pop, these two operations are performing on the top of the stack. Shift and unshift, they are performing the operation from starting of the array, right? That means we are inserting or deleting the element from the starting of the array. But suppose I want to specify, or I want to insert not a single element, I want to insert more than one element at a particular location. I repeat, I want to insert more than one elements at a particular location. In array. Then the push pop operation and the shift and unshift operation both fails. They will not help us, because push and pop says I will insert or remove the element on the top of the stack. Shift and unshift says that I will remove or add new element from in the top, in the starting of the array. But suppose I want to insert a element or more than one element at a particular location, that means insertion in between the indexes. Then we have two methods, one is splicing and another is slicing, right? So let's see the meaning of the splicing. The splice method can be used to add a new element to an array, or I can say elements. I repeat, now my problem is that I want to insert more than one element at a particular location. So I will use the splice method, because the splice method can add more than one elements at a particular location. And so we should understand the splice method variables, what variables we are having within the splice method, right? So this is the first variable, the first parameter, this 2 defines the position where new element should be added, where new element should be added, where new element should be added. So new element should be added at location number 2. Second variable 0, it defines how many elements should be removed, how many elements should be removed. So suppose I have written here 0, that means I am not removing any element. Just at this moment of time I am interested to insert the elements. कौन से elements? Which elements which I want to insert? these two elements, lemon and kiwi, right? So what will be the output of this splice method? So fruits dot splice 2 comma 0 lemon comma kiwi. So what is my array? That is fruits. So this is my array fruits, banana, orange, apple, mango, right? Where to insert these elements? At location number 2. So where is the location 2? Location means index 2. So this is my index 0, this is my index 1, this is index 2. So I want to insert at this position, that means after orange. So output will be banana, orange, banana, orange. Now insert. Either you want to remove any element? No, at this moment of time I am not removing any element. I am interested to insert the element. So which element I want to insert? Lemon. Comma kiwi, comma apple, comma mango. So what I have inserted here? Lemon and kiwi. At which position? Location number 0, 1, 2. Index 2. So this is the importance of the splice method, because it is having more advantage as compared to the push operation, pop operation, shift operation and unshift operation, right? In contrast of the splice method, we have one more method, that's the slice method. That means I want to extract certain strings or the certain elements from the array. In splice I want to insert, but in slice I want to extract. So for example, fruits dot slice, again we are having the same array, banana, orange, lemon, and I want to extract. That is the fruits dot slice 1. So which element will be returned? So it will return an element with the orange. One more thing is here, the slice method does not remove any element from the array. So what we see here, it is creating a new array. We are storing the extract element or storing into a new array. That is the citrus, for example. The name of this new array is the citrus. So this orange will be stored into citrus array. Orange is as it is here in the fruits array. So that means the slice method does not remove any element from the array. It is not removing any element. It is not removing any element from the fruits array. It is just extracting certain elements from the fruits array and storing into a new array whose name is citrus, for example. The basic methods of the array, that length, to string, push, pop, shift, unshift, join, delete, concat, I have left that, and splice and slice. So these methods are also useful, but generally we use rarely. We are using mainly array, splice, slice, shift, unshift, push and pop operation. All these methods are very useful, and MCQs are generally asked on the based of these methods. Thank you.